having my soda. Well, I was sort of perfectly content listening to music, but it's just about 10 o'clock, so I figured before I do my jog walks, have a little bit of soda first. So, nice bright sunny sun. Everything seems calm here. Um, Everything was calm at the Dollar Tree yesterday out in Dedham. So today I'll go over by the Stop and Shop in High Park after my walk. So that's what's good about that walk is because you don't have to carry stuff as far. I think I have no idea how far that is, but it feels a lot longer probably than it is because it's so boring and flat. In terms of walking all over a land piece, I'm sure it's a lot more interesting when you're looking at something besides houses, roads, and cars. But I'm sure it's way more interesting. There's probably many stories, as I explained briefly when we had a tiny bit of snow. There's never an end to interesting, funny stories. So it's all part of walking around. I would assume in a migratory manner, according to the book that says to follow the birds. So maybe. I mean, obviously, I'm not the ruler of a kingdom. Only Almighty God rules a kingdom. So it's just I represent a species, and I'm just explaining to you the best of my knowledge in terms of what life is going to be like on this land piece. It helps people in a transition to understand that they really don't want to do this. Um, I went over on Twitter last night and this morning. What's it called? Carrier? Okay. There's not a way on earth that any person can just think knowledge that's correct. That's not possible. All of that comes from the Creator. So clearly, again, he has shown you that he's speaking to me, quote, from heaven. Um, so, not that's a parlor trick or yeah, some people do that. That can't possibly be, what's it called, Michael? Metaphysics. It can't possibly be metaphysics where people just basically mess with you. Um, it can't possibly be that. Okay, so that's the only purpose for that to be given. Okay, to again uh, comfort, inform. Um, what's about it? Comfort, inform. Obviously, there's the hope that people will decide that they're going to stop keeping me hostage, and the other hostages. There's always that hope, other than just basically waiting for them to expire, to die, to go into, from my point of view, non existence. There's all sorts of life forms. It's almighty, whatever life is. Went over some of that. Try to expand your mind a little bit about your heaven. Um, right, your desires shouldn't be a struggle. I think some of the struggle is um, surviving being held hostage by the other species. I think that's probably what the struggle means, to stay sane, stay alive, stay sane. It's not really about losing your temper and stuff like that. Like we went over some of the cases with the people in jail and stuff. It's not really about that. my species doesn't have a natural urge to kill. Okay, so it's if you sort of get caught up in that and become tormented, they love that crap. It's a constant argument and proving, and they know that you're not the same species. It's almost as if they get off on knowing that they're changing your behaviorisms, and that because of your morality, it bothers you when they know it. So don't get caught up in that business either. Like at the train and stuff, that's why I go, does that really make me look bad? Whoa, okay. So um, try to avoid those things, but it doesn't really actually, who cares what they think? They don't actually think, and who cares? Okay, just you're talking about beings that are not, they're gonna go puff like dust and fall to the ground like Night of the Comet. So try not to become mentally tortured by it. Like, it's really vitally important, if you ever thought you were my species, to get off of the drugs and alcohol, because I'm sure that's just a mental, right? It's a constant day to day where they're calling everybody a drug addict and stuff, and they love it. Like, that's their form of dominating you, and they have no physical prowess to dominate you. And you don't actually want to get mano with these people. And when it comes down to it, they don't do it anyway. So I already displayed that to you. They don't do it anyway. Okay, they call the police. So don't even bother, and it bothers you as my species, I'm sure, because you've been sort of like, in a sense, turned into that, and they enjoy it. And then they go, oh, look at this one, and you go, that hot dude. Yeah, we will look at that one. What's going on? Oh, okay. Yeah, we can see how bad that is. Gets grosser by the day sometimes. Like, well, these people appear sort of like children to me, but you can tell. I mean, if that person was 45, right, you just go, okay, so what is this? Oh yeah, this bad, bad, bad person. Yeah, we can see that. I'm not a Rick Springfield fan. It's a little bit too young looking, like his entire life. Like, I looked up the thing and I went, oh my God, he's 74. Because I watched General Hospital, but I mean, I think I was pretty young then. No, I've never been sort of like, not like that, like you have a crush. Yeah, not like that. But I'm like, does he have a kid? Is that his kid? It does actually look like him. I didn't think of it the first time. And he has the same exact beard when you look up the wiki. And you just go, what in the heck? See how he's 25? You'd have to have been on Mile Beach, right? You just go, it's probably because he's old. He's old, and he's probably like so connected to his previous that he doesn't act like a regular. He does, but he doesn't. Yeah, it's like that charisma or whatever, which can be dangerous when people are weird and they don't understand that the person's only 24, right? It's like it's a little child. So, but obviously, just whoa, that is an attractive man. That is a handsome man, right? That's why I was joking about it. Like, what is going on? Like, I thought like I was being called out for like that can't be pedophilia, but that's you get paranoid in your head. You go, what is this? Am I like, is this some sort of making fun of me because I keep thinking young guys that are attractive? That's what I was thinking. It's like weird. Like there's like a paranoia or something that doesn't exist. 24 is, and I explained, he's like covered in hair. He does not look. Yeah, that's a good example. That guy, the 25-year-old from Plymouth. See how young he looks? Yeah, Michael Foran may look way different if he cuts his hair and shaves. Yes, and wears different clothes. But the way that he was, you could tell. That's why I right away I asked him what year he was born. Yeah, I asked him what year he was born, and I was just like, and then this is the other thing too. When she first introduced me to him, I was like, yeah, hi. Right. Just that's how I am. Yeah, it can be like that if a person is like, I don't know, I was like caught up with Alex. I think I was upset. And I'm like street homeless on a laptop sitting outside a stop and shop, Quincy. Just in 2020, it was a madness out there, as if the madness got any better, but it was obvious madness as soon as you enter the place. Now you don't know it till you're there for, I don't know, maybe an hour. And then you realize the madness that is Quincy. Just the whole population is deranged. Like, seriously, the whole population is like seriously deranged. Not just they're psychopaths, but they're psychopaths and their brains are dying. So they are deranged out there. The whole population is, when will I be loved? Like, any chance they can get to irritate the homeless, as you call it, they're going to do it. That was after what happened with Brian. And I'm sitting right there going, are you serious with this shit? Nah, keep telling me that you don't know anything about me as other people are holding a concert singing Save Our City. You don't know anything about me after 12 and a half years? Please. Talk about the Twilight Zone. It's like they rely upon this. All you have to do is ignore the fact that, say it's someone like actual Rick Springfield or like someone doing films and they're on a film. Right. You're on it. People are going to theaters like the guy from Saw. And then he's sitting in Quincy Center and you're singing something about Saw. And then they all rely upon this. You're insane. It's just like that. What are those words you're even saying? Like some of them, yes, not Quincy. Some people go around basically proving that they do know about me. Some people are doing that now, I think. Right. So just for basically their own sort of peace of mind and their own enjoyment, they're like proving that they do actually know about the Virgin Mother, 5-star Prince of the Nail, and what you people have been doing. Yeah, some people are just in awe of the God sent illusion and just people that are gone in the head, still thinking that they're doing a persona. They have to because God's controlling them, so they have to do a persona. There's no way to break it, even if you tried, right? Because for safety. But some people enjoy talking to these folks, like Melissa, the person who founded Harvard University. She does that stuff. And everybody just, well, I shouldn't say everybody, people that are dumb think that she's mentally ill. No one is perfect, right? Some people do have underlying, but that doesn't mean they're not highly intelligent. So, yeah. Anyways, I don't want to put her safety in, yeah. And people can have a little bit of cognitive decline when they're highly intelligent, by the way. So, anyways, there's a lot of radiation going on out there on top of a brain plague. But I kind of would be surprised if she had a brain plague. Yeah. So, anyways, I don't see a reason why God would do that to her. But, anyways, someone like that would end up getting lung cancer and passing on. I'd be kind of surprised if she got a brain plague as opposed to just regular cognitive decline from being under so much ionizing radiation, possibly. It probably eventually will affect the brains of everybody. So, anyways, some people, just have an interest in it and there's nothing else to do. Well, just about everyone is weeding now. Well, there's other members of that species that are not deranged like that. So they're waiting to go to their heaven. They're stuck here too. I mean, until God decides it's time for you to do what you're going to be doing, everybody's stuck there. But they're not running around they're trying to maintain their humanity. They're trying to maintain everything that they ever believed in. There's not a reason for them to just go, blah. They have no desire to be doing that. Yeah, they don't want to be doing that. That's why they're not doing it. That's why they're maintaining their families. Some of them are working, all of that. They're going to church, celebrating their holidays. There's not a reason for them not to be doing that. Right. And they probably don't want to constantly be sort of like reminded about all this, other than for peace of mind. Because if you thought that this is the way that life was going to be, you would go mad. Right. Um, those are sort of like peaceful coexisting other species. Uh, so they are just like, whoa, I'm sure. So probably it's a constant. There's all different fractions, but there's different fractions of the same species that are constantly at a war. When one of them decides they're going to overpopulate, like you saw in Los Angeles, and then they're going to take over an entire territory. How they're going to live there, they don't know. That's why it's brain disease for sure. It's a reduced capacity. They're mentally retarded Neanderthals, because they do stuff like that and then they have no way to maintain an area. But they just think you go and then you demand. Because they're mentally retarded. You go, that's not America. That's what I'm talking about. They don't get it whatsoever at all. You had to have people running all of that. You had to have people running all of that, and they're not agreeing to live like that. Yeah, you just overtook the people that supply all your utilities and stuff. You're just really dumb. Because you made up this whole insanity, your perceptions of reality, that it's distorted. Okay, and that's not how the United States was. That's your perceptions of it. Because apparently you folks got some serious issues with distorted thinking and paranoia, for sure. I've had to listen to it for, I mean, probably the whole 52, almost 53 years, but definitely the past 13 years. You just go, this is mind boggling how mentally ill these people are and how they avoided the mental health system. And then they probably attacked and infiltrated the mental health system too, by sheer numbers. By sheer numbers. It's like, you are not in fur and leather. This is not, I mean, you are not a squirrels. I'm sure it's probably the same as it was in the Roman Republic. It's probably exactly like that. Exactly like that, I'm sure. Just, whoa, okay, it's a pack of animals and they're going to kill us all. And then do you order around other animals to build aqueducts? They're this tall. How are they going to do that? They don't, their brains, they don't know how to build. You just go, they are not civil engineers. They're not doctors. They don't have the brain matter to do it. We have managed health. Oh my God. You might as well say you have dogs. We have dogs. We have cats. We have llamas. We don't need anybody that's this tall and has a thinking mind. We don't need that here. We have dogs and cats. You might as well say that. You're like murdering he probably invented civil engineering. Uh, okay, so I'm in a dumpster and I'm having sex with the virgin mother in a dumpster. That's your perceptions of what's going on. We're just disgusting, vile people. And we look like this. Okay. And we are in a dumpster having sex, so we are bad and gross. They don't get that either. They don't get that either. Like, why was he making A team? It's just like Anthony Perkins. Did you know he spoke French? That's what I'm talking about. You go, your perceptions of higher intelligence and what beings do when they've reached the top echelon of existence, what they would be doing. Uh, we have them. They would have told us they would have packed a bunch of stuff and then they would have shut off our money and then we kill everyone. That's why they didn't do it. I know, just for the millionth time, you were flooded with money because you're murderously insane. Okay? And God made you just like Brian Buchanan, just, hey, yeah, dollar, penny, dollar. He probably too good for pennies, but dollar, like a piece of fruit, dollar. Bloop. That's what I'm saying. It's that. God made them think that's all they need is dollar bills. They don't even ever need food in their mouth. Food, liquids, other than, and then they get alcohol. They're dollar, alcohol. Yeah, he does. Yeah, he does. The one with the watermelon piece is just. See how they can actually walk for short distances? That doesn't mean they can walk around a land piece. And while holding someone's hand. And then, like a typical just. And then you wonder why he's not eating any food. People that knew him before, from what I've heard, they're probably surprised he didn't ask the waitress if she had a dollar. Do you have a dollar? You have any money? Thank you. Dollars. They don't know what to do with the dollars. You didn't see the videos where they started stealing people's flip flops and stuff? Because they're probably got a brain disease. There's no food. So that's God's going to eliminate a bunch of them wherever it is they're living. They've been overtaken by members of their, is that called like a kingdom? Members of their kingdom that keep thinking they're members of my kingdom, but yet they're not. And then they keep tearing down all the food. So they're actually not as quote unquote like retarded and brain sick as these things that are for short distances. A lot of them at Disney, they can't even do that anymore. They rent those scooter things because they can't even walk around Magic Kingdom anymore. They're so de-evolved. It's a brain plague for sure. So those ones, they don't know flip flop because their brains are dying. They probably all have dementia. Sunglasses, flip flops, like it's food. They're probably starving to death, but they don't know it. So similar to a person asking people for money, drinking nips, smoking crack cocaine, starving to death. Some people that have brain disease might have used to be drug addicts. and you don't notice that they're never eating. And then the nature of conversations with people is nothing but drugs and alcohol anyway. So you don't, and they're talking to other people that are clearly mentally ill. So you probably have a whole slew of them out there. But if they're not suffering, right, they're not suffering. But like I said, 100,000 people waiting to go into a grave. So, oh, okay, the thing, yeah, last night about what is it called? Cacaria or something. So, in terms of questions, I would assume why your species doesn't do that. Or do you think that they do? That becomes interesting. And then it becomes sort of, I guess, important if you could explain it. Like, can you do a video blog, um, Twitter, something that's actual sort of. Twitter is good because it's right at the moment, real time, and they don't like it. It probably freaks them out because I've done this for years now, and they shut me off of Twitter because of it. They were being given real time prophecy during baseball games. There was a football game once. Was it the Super Bowl? I don't like it, but God forced me to do it because of my ego. I don't like being wrong. So I'm really hesitant to do it. I don't generally convey things in that manner. That's the God's honest truth. I didn't even want to do it last night, but I did it once. That's the God's honest truth. I don't want to do it. I don't want to write 15 things and then one of them's right. I usually look it up first before I'll even do it, but that doesn't prove what God's trying to, not trying, but what God's proving to you. So I did it last night, but I'm going to be honest about myself. I don't like doing it. I didn't like doing it during the Red Sox games. That's why I would do it and I'd start to get like wicked and I would stop doing it. I'm like, I can't keep doing this because eventually it's going to be wrong. Not, I don't like being like in tune with the creator. It's not that. I just don't want to be wrong. And it's like the chances that eventually it's going to be wrong. I'm honest about myself. Not, I don't find I don't find prophets would be humble, but maybe that's just me. I got an ego and I like to be correct. So, yeah, I'd rather not convey something and kind of just know it in my own head than be wrong. But if you were wondering why there's not more of that, they shut me off because it flips them out. But there was, I'm pretty sure it was a Super Bowl. Didn't I explain to them who was going to win their, was it college football tournament? The Temples or something like that? It's something like that. Remember that? Was it Temple University or the Temples? It was like some. And then the Super Bowl was exactly how the Super Bowl was going to end. It had something to do with the 4-point difference or something. And that's exactly what happened. It was right on Twitter, real time. And then I did it with, I started doing it with Red Sox games. So that, yeah, that's why you go, why is the place called Yawkey something? Okay. And then all you're doing is trying to murder the prophet. Yeah, whoa, just holy fuck. Pardon my French. Yeah, that is. But, anyways, there's no way that a person can just know a thing. Yeah, that's why I'm not allowed to complete college. I mean, I wouldn't stop trying to go, it was getting bad. Well, especially the way it was headed, I would have ended up in probably medical school, and then I'd have to have my brain destroyed, like all the other doctors. It's just the nature of it. If you can't get on a plane and get out of here, you're going to have your brain melted because you won't stop trying to help people. You won't stop trying to help people. It's just the nature of you, and you could actually be in danger if they tried to kidnap your children like they did to me. I didn't even have a medical degree. And then murder your children off, but still try to tell you your children are living and try to get you to give them science to cure something. Or just to engage in their insanity about you're their secret, like you're a pet of theirs, and they're gonna have these conversation debates with you and shit. You just go, you don't want to be me. So anyway, it was sort of important not to have all that knowledge in my head. But you could see that they still do it. That's why the question is what you made up since last night. What did you make up last night? Right. Did I secretly go to the library and start studying fauna of different land pieces? How did that word come into my head like that? Because they know what I Google. So they know that the word came out before I looked it up. They know that. The general public doesn't know that. So they have to just trust that I'm telling the truth. And you can see the amount of time, I guess. Okay. And that I don't have a degree in anything. I went to school, I majored in nutrition, but I didn't complete it. I don't have any studying of fauna around the planet, or I don't have a degree in primatology. I don't have any classes in my record where I was studying primates. I've never been to Madagascar. It's not a place I wanted to travel to where you could somehow explain that I was looking up and studying to go there. And so it was in my brain, and I'm not conscious of the knowledge or something. All these weird things they make up. You go, how would I possibly be doing that though? Get it? If a person's that highly intelligent, then why are you trying to murder me? Why'd you take all my children? Why am I not allowed to raise children that would presumably have my genetics and be that intelligent? Skull come off, brain pop out. But they're doctrines. They're doctrines that it's a wonderment as to why. Just I guess I'm getting that it's compassionate because they just flip out because it's been this long. And like they're in a chat telling me they can see a 2-5 star, but it's skin folds, and that I put a special meaning on it. I put a special meaning on it. Okay. So I invented Christmas, because that would be people that now believe in reincarnation, and I'm some sort of recycling person. And every time I cycle back here, do I make up history to support some sort of a weirdness like Aunt Randy the Magnificent would come out and go, this is that woman again. And every time she comes back here, she does this. It's fake news. And she just does this. For what reason is she doing it? They don't know. She keeps trying to get everybody to be free and happy and not have a slave and not have sickness. It's every time she comes back here, like, really? Clearly, she doesn't have to have that in her academics because she learned it another time. Jane Fonda. Nope, make it make sense. Okay, so that's what she's doing. So what's with cutting down all the trees and poisoning all the water? At war. Let me guess, this is a man mother? Is this a man mother? I am brand new. I like to move it, move it. Is that what it's supposed to be in the film? Is it supposed to be a lemur? That's what I'm saying. Like, is he trying? He's all he like. He's all he just pretends to be other people, right? You go, okay. So is that supposed to be that dude from the Beach Boys? Okay, it's something new. So he's coming up with, I'm brand new. I never. That would be awesome. I don't think I can even do that. I'm in the perpetual Brian Buchanan pose, which is not the same thing as tipping, by the way, or showing people your ass. It's just the perpetual. It's the same thing, right? Used to be Aunt Frank, except I don't. Yeah, I think the elbows are like sitting on top of the world. Okay, I can see that you guys are walking around. You're not jumping on the bed currently. You got to jump on the bed, sitting on top of the world because they will kill you. You with the this? No, no, none of that. Sitting on top of the world, get with it. Just the picture too, with the nose and the hair like this with the ear. They still holocausted us. They still holocausted us. Just you would think, okay, I'm putting the nose away for a thing, and I'm sitting on top of the world. I can see this dude is, yeah, I am in mimicry right here. What is that? Okay, sitting on top of the world. I'm still in a Holocaust? Oh, God. What is the point of all this? I'm still in Holocaust? Okay. I guess you could tell from the charges what was the thought process there. Because I said that, but it makes sense to that. So I was saying that God was talking to me, but then I was also saying I was psychic. Because to me, that's mentally insane. Right? That's how you would know that a person was having mental health issues. Because that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any sense. So I don't know if it was different people's reports or whoever gave the report or made up the report. You could tell already that they were mentally ill. You're either psychic or you're talking to God. Which thing is it? Get it? When I just go, what the fuck is this? Okay, yeah, no. You don't talk to beings when they're that insane. You just, yeah, take your fucking kids, but two. Because clearly they're going to take your fucking kids. They are going to take your fucking kids. You need to take your fucking kids. I don't know if you had something to do with this, but you are fucking dumb, dumber than fucking dumb. You need to take your fucking kids because they will take your fucking kids at this point. When they're that fucking insane, you will take your fucking kids. You will do whatever the fuck you need to do with this house. and you will stay the fuck away from me. But oh no, you're never going to stay the fuck away from me. It's never fucking ending year 14. That, yeah. Right, because I'm crazy, I'm in a psychosis, and not your fucking deranged animals that God is killing. Okay. You think that at first, I guess, that they're just like confused about paying off the banks and they want to take everybody's house until they start taking people's fucking children. And then you still go do 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 do. And then some people that had cause to have the DCF investigation run around going, just like that Kerry person, run around going, clearly there's a reason. Nobody does that. And then some people go, that's what happened to me. That's not what happened to you. And there's not a reason other than what you were fucking told. That's the problem with dealing with the population of drug addicts and alcoholics. And those people all have contact with their fucking children. You go, you're trying to say that Karen and her husband had some secret fucking thing they're not telling you? And they completely lost their children. They were fucking adopted out to other people? What the fuck? How do you people see your children? I think, I'm not going to say her name, but I think that person actually never thought that. I think she knew that exactly what the fuck was going on, as she's loaded with money and she's getting high before she's going to visit with her fucking children. I think she got it, and I think the other one did too, that beat the fuck out of her baby daddy's new girlfriend and had lawyers come and help her get fucking Social Security and help her get reconnected with her children as she's getting fucking high all over the place. I think she got it too. And the one that birthed the kid after, did she already have children? Birthed the kid, it was taken away, and she's filling fucking Adderall prescriptions and going for a visit of supervised visits. I think she got it. Okay, Carrie, all due respect. Because Karen is too judgmental. So there's got to be a secret reason. Like, you believe it's okay that she lost her entire fucking family because she's a Christian and she's too fucking judgmental. That's how sick people get. It's okay to lose your kids because you have fucking morality. Okay. Well, thank you for finally people just stating that out there. That is what your problem is. Okay, God's going to help you people transition into whatever you're going to be. The rest of quote unquote society doesn't think like that. Oh, did they get a new truck? Or this is just a person turning around. They'll have to get a sign too. This is not a turnaround. Well, it doesn't matter. No, they don't really have to because those people they weren't attacking me. Okay, they weren't attacking me. They don't work for DTA. They don't work for Social Security. They don't work for, there isn't even supposed to be a DCF anymore. Right. They don't work for housing and they're not attacking me. And as far as I know, they didn't try to screw my boyfriend. Okay, so it's nothing like that. They're not really, I'm not a judge. People have different words about what that word means, but just explaining something. There's not a need for that. They probably get frightened and stuff. They don't, I'm sure Karen knows that too. Just not Michael's mother, different Karen. I'm sure Karen knows that too. Just, okay, you need to calm down with your lashing out at me. I'm sure that's probably what she was. I explained it to them. I explained it to Kerry and Darlene. I go, I think she does that because she's coping with what's happened to her. What else would she possibly do? Like, did you birth 6 children? And if not, why? Like if you had one or two, because you found out that that's not really your thing, right? Okay. So you weren't a homemaker. You weren't married. You weren't a homemaker and birthed six children. So that was clearly the woman's entire life. That's her morality. And then animals came and took all her fucking children. And then they're shipped here. And then animals make sure she's not with her fucking husband. And then she's finally put in one of their things where she can't have an overnight guest. And she has to have a person who's probably Luquette that she has to engage with. How would a person cope with all of that? Brian, he said he didn't like her. He threw food in her face. Maybe you should have put food in your mouth. Did you throw nips, cigarettes, and crack cocaine pipes at her? Right. Clearly, you didn't like the why doesn't she have any children bit, right? I don't think it's really the Christian bit. I think it's the why doesn't she have any children bit. With the $600. And then it's not even really about the $600, Brian, but the spending it all on drugs and alcohol bit. And why is that going on? Exactly. Why are you folks getting housing, money? Well, that's what I'm here for. You don't have to worry about betraying people. Just don't contribute to part of the problem of attacking us would be fantastic. That's why they throw people like me and Karen into that place. They rely upon you people to attack us and abuse us, rape us, maybe give us an STD, get us hooked on drugs and alcohol. Maybe we'll stop picking our faces. They can go and say, like Alex and me in the dumpster, how disgusting we are. So maybe not contribute to it. Jacqueline. Well, it's like this too. How would a woman have Suboxone strips and be drunk all day? And she's judging Brian. Did she not know that he doesn't have any teeth? Perhaps she didn't, because she might go bite your teeth or steal nail clippers or spend some of your money on nail clippers. Is that what you spend your money on? Or you were asking people for money because you ran out of money? Like you asked Melissa for money. So you do it too. Not just Brian does it. Get it? Anyways. Well, I do. I think she was upset about what he did to me, which I get, but I mean, fingernails? That's all it takes. That's all it takes. We'll just take every hot dude, right? And then you don't let them wash their hands or give them nail clippers. And then all of a sudden, a pack of neutered males is dateable. Or that's how you dominate someone. Is that how you dominate a being? No, no one's supposed to be fighting. That's the whole point. God is preventing that. We don't want to get in fights with you things. Absolutely not. I mean, are you kidding me? I did it, but clearly when the cops showed up in New Mexico, I was friggin' physically shaking. You're attacking the Virgin fucking Mother and forcing me to punch you in the face in self defense. Literally would not stop coming right up to my fucking face. I kept moving out of his way and he kept coming right up to my face. That is a person that's fucking brain gone. Oh, yeah. Not like I am not some sort of rough and tumble fucking street person. I don't go talk to the hand and all this shit. You just go, is that making me look bad? What the fuck? Okay, so after that bit, if I could convey Almighty God's message to you people now, you cannot enter into the kingdom of heaven. Okay, bye. And stop attacking your cops. Thank you. You're mentally insane. You're not on private property using U.S. commerce, and this is a fucking Walmart. Bye. Yep, no, charge me with battery, whatever. Here comes David Spade, and you are here to just tell you people that you cannot enter into the kingdom of heaven. Okay. It's the Passover, and God has other species and other planets and universes. What is a universe? Brand new. I just love the part about he has nothing to do with that speed crap. Clearly, your generations didn't listen. Right. Like, you gotta have nothing to do with that speed crap. Like, I'm Charles Manson, I'm the devil, and I tried to do Helter Skelter, and I don't even have anything to do with that speed crap. And there you go, having everything to do with that speed crap. Is that not what happened? Well, maybe they way took too much advice from Anna Nicole Smith when honestly that's long since in a grave, let me tell you. Just I know Karen talking about her daughter. Oh my God. I just can't understand. Just we get it. Yeah, just I'm going to the fours over here, over there, and over here, and here, and I'm going to the fours, and we can see that you would never get just like. Ooh, yeah, we get that you would never get that, Karen. We understand that completely. What am I going to wear for sneakers? So, I guess I'll do my New Balance for the jogger box. And then I'll have to change because I'm not wearing these sweatpants out in public. Look at that. Oh my God, those little, yeah, I guess they're called mouse. Um, no, they're not called mouse. They're called mouse lemurs. They come that small. Probably what they came up with the gremlins. Probably. Clearly, if you have money, you would do one of those safari things. I call it a safari where you're not hunting the animals, but totally wanted to do that when I was little. I don't know, man. Use the bathroom. That was a bunch of thoughts all at once. The first thing, I'll start from the last thought and work my way back. Um, I don't want to do too much of that, even though it is fun, I guess. Maybe I shouldn't worry if it's fun. Yeah, I don't want to do anything that's like artificial movements because it affects your physique. Yeah, if I started doing artificial movements that are not just fun, I'm not going to like the results. Yeah, so in terms of the challenges, maybe like once, but I'm not going to do it like as a part of my routine. I don't want to have quads like that. And I'm too old. I mean, it's just like, again, that bit about the skin. If you don't want your skin to end up like that, yeah, I'm not interested in huge quads or like that muscular or all this stuff with the squatting and stuff. Yeah. If it's something that's fun, your whole life is supposed to be you just having fun. And then your physique is the result of that. It makes people unique. Like we were taught, that woman was discussing about, the doctor was discussing about, I think it's a doctor, about the gait, right? Where you go, I don't want to do it to them, but you go, okay, so there is a uniqueness to each person then. They don't believe that. That's why it contradicts. Yeah, it contradicts their entire. That's why I don't do it to them because I'm sure it's upsetting. And you go, or it makes sense to them somehow. Well, primates don't walk except for Neanderthals. Okay, so as the brain is becoming sick, it would sort of seem contradictory, but it's actually not. Okay, like Neanderthals are supposed to be unique, I suppose, but this now we're in this thing where they don't like it. They don't want to be unique because they're de-evolving, and it's part of God's compassion to transition them into something else. They like it's a pleasant thing that's happening to them, and it's not frightening. Whereas in the past, to tell a bunch of Neanderthals, that's just like they flip out. Even though clearly that's been in their science forever. Even human beings they call primates. That's why I don't mess with them with their wordage. And I can be a doodlebop and they're in other species. It doesn't really matter what they want. If they want to call themselves human beings, that's fine. It's just being explained that I am a different species. So therefore, I can't be a human being if you are. I would have to be a doodlebop. I can't be, it's being explained to you now because it's safe to do so. You're already trying to kill me. So it's really time for you to come to terms with that and stop denying it because you're already trying to kill me. You're already aware of it, even though you don't want to acknowledge it and admit it. You're already aware of it. That's why you keep trying to kill me. That's why you have such a hatred for me that many of you can't even understand because of the brain plague. Okay, so this business with everyone wants to look like Kim Kardashian. They're all going to use the scar stuff. They all want to look like that character in that film. What's it called? Suicide Squad or something? Never seen it. I have no desire to see it. This whole new business where DC Comics characters are all demented and sinister and kill each other. I don't have any interest in that, Brian Buchanan. All due respect. With the Harley Quinn, I mean, she probably tells females, all of them, the same shit, I'm sure. And then they all run around looking retarded like that one. Please do, because that one believed all the crap he was saying and doesn't really know him that well, even though she or he probably thinks they do. They don't. I know you just go, it's like when Joanne was walking around in the shorts, and I knew exactly what was going on because she actually believed the crap that Jen was telling her and didn't understand. She says the same thing to everybody. When I saw the photographs of her, if it's even a female, I went, oh my God, it's some sort of maybe like, she can't be really innocent the way what the police do at the end, but it's someone that he met or something and actually believed all the crap he was saying and said. He's a con artist. That's why her photograph looked like that. Yeah, he's a con artist. Remember Holly at the shelter? She was talking about that character in the film too and showed me photographs of it. I think you're mixing up maybe something about Quincy or something. Yeah, I think that's what you folks were doing. That's why you kept talking to me about this character. It's not registering your brain matter. You don't, yeah, like things, you have a difficulty with clarity when God's talking to you. So you converted it into a worldly thing, right? It's just a listening skill. You wouldn't know anybody's previous's and stuff because of that. You just start talking about random things. So, yeah. Okay, what was the other thing? I did went over that. Be careful with the thing, the squat jumps and all that. I'm gonna do 30 minutes today. So yeah, I'm not gonna do. I don't know if that's God saying don't do as many of those jump things because I just did them day before yesterday. Right. So we'll see what happens when I start. Maybe I could go 10, 10, 10. So yeah, like that sounds probably go 10, 10, 10, 10, 20, 30. So yeah, then I could go 10. Can I go 10 minutes like that much intensity? I don't know, man. 5 minutes I usually do. Is that a challenge to go 10 minutes? Maybe. And then go 10 at the end. Yeah, maybe I'll do that 10, 10, 10. We'll see what the music dictates too, because I'm just going to go with what I was listening to. But, anyways, um, what happens when you go to when you get a rebirth? That was the other topic. At first, I was gonna do this whole um, monologue about and maybe that's how it was before. Maybe this is how it was before, and it's not going to be like that. Okay, like when I got here, my recall was I'm not sure which thing came first, like entertainment or studying animals and like studying gorillas in Africa and everybody's psychology to protect my my brain matter, my psyche. It's probably more protect my brain matter, what's being absorbed into it. Yeah, it was much more constant conversation during the formative years, as they call it, like up until probably junior high school. But definitely like where they say your personality is formed or whatever. I don't know. That I think is coming from her. I don't even know if that's true. She used to say that your personality is formed by the time you're 9. I don't know if that's true or not, but clearly during that period of time, um, there was still a Tom Kent until I was about 8, and like there was not really a lot of focus on me because of having the other people in the family. So it's like was able to protect my brain matter to a certain degree. So being in a more of a there was more time to be in a conversation with him because clearly she's pretty obsessive, but she spent her time focusing on other children, except the time period between him starting school and me starting school. So that was probably a terrible time for me because of her sadistic insanity. That was probably a terrible time for me, just the level of abuse. So Luckily, there's not that much time between him and me. Where, right, like, I think it's like 3 years or something, isn't it? Okay, but that's a long time, 3 years. Right, you go, that's a long time, 3 years alone in a house with that level of abuse. Right. So, anyways, uh, it was probably, I think with James, she actually was convinced to go back to college and he went to like a daycare center or something, which shouldn't have made sense to her narcissism, but it was probably a protective mechanism for him somehow, right? Because she never was doing that before. Yeah. And Tom was still in the house, by the way. Yeah. So that was probably because he would have been alone in a house with her for 5 years until he started kindergarten. Just completely isolated in a house with the person that sick. Now that is spacing out your children so that each one of them would end up alone in a house with you like that. Gross. Yeah. I know, you just go, whoa, that's a lot of disgusting abuse right there going on. So, anyways, um, yeah, I'm not sure. So I was gonna say that it's dependent on what you're gonna be doing in that cycle in terms of, I guess, recall or retaining, but I really think it's sort of like this. You're just a person, right? You're just a person with a personality. And then um, remembering things, I think, is dependent on familiar things, familiar people, familiar areas that you're at, which gets all mixed up with all this building of stuff. You don't even recognize when you're in a place that you would recall otherwise. Yeah, like all this stuff stops and it's just regular again, then you'd be like recalling places. You can't even recall how to get anywhere because there's so many buildings and roads and cars and stuff. It's crazy. Um, like I said, I'm pretty sure over there, like it's around where that house that the Flanagan Police House, the Milton Police House I was in, that there used to be some sort of a fence. Like, I don't know if it has something to do with the railroad track where that runs. That was like I don't know if that was a different place or that place. Or you just go, was there used to be some sort of a cow fence? They don't answer any questions when I ask stuff like that. Was there a river here? Does anybody remember when it used to flood into Memorial Field? They don't answer anything. Oh yeah, it's just a complete isolation box. There's no way you could ever further any knowledge. It's that insane. And they think they're writing we're going to write a novel about what happens to people when they're put in complete isolation. Oh yeah, just any and every excuse. Whoa. And then we're going to ask if it's shaved and we're going to watch various abs and boobs and stuff. Okay. And then we're going to go um, move the camera and spread your legs and you're in a psychosis. Whoa. Is that the novel you're writing? There's only so many times you can inform them God is going to kill you for doing this. You're not being killed. Your brains are dying because you won't stop doing this. But, anyways, just a matter of time, just reading. And you're deleting live streams and you're shutting this off because of the dementia. So, yeah, it might be. Yeah, I would just say that people just have a personality. And then when you grow up and you get away from, if you're especially being put in one of these with the mimicry, life is not going to be like this ever again. Praise fucking God. Yeah, just Not going to be like this ever again with this crap where I've got to be rebirthed in a Neanderthal genetic pool. Everything I say and do is crazy. Everything. Just keep doing that, Alex. Nobody can even do it. That's probably what the message is there. Elizabeth, that I almost said Ashley again. No one can even do it. And then they're gonna pretend they're doing that. Their characters, and it's me. I'm on a perpetual life walk. You just go, oh my God, please God, kill these fucking people. I'm on a 13, 14 year life walk, and you're a character in my fucking life walk? Or you're depersonalized primates with brain disease. We're hitting the trigger. There it is. That's the creep song. That's got to be what some person that molested her or abused her or something. And that's why she doesn't recognize us. And I don't know, say something different. That's not what it is. That we're not in a Passover. We don't die. How old is this guy? 12? They're gonna force a 12-year-old to pick up barrels, and he just seems like skinny and slight build. Like it probably is probably a literal 12-year-old. And now I'm dumping this, and then I get a military pay. Because people can't carry a trash to a centralized location. That was a badass idea. That's crazy. This is crazy. So anyway, in terms of Alex, that can't even happen because his animals jumping all over the place. And now I'm Alex, and I'm gonna be this, and I'm a character, and we got a lot to delve into. And that keeps them busy as the brains are dying in a mass extinction. Okay. And then they're not stabbing me with knives and forks. Okay. I guess the answer is we're not going to know that until these beings are gone. And then, right, no more mixed brains, no more weirdness, just no more beings that are confused about reincarnation and going to heaven. Like all of that makes sense. We're going to point at the thing, and I know they're up there and all this stuff, and you just go, I can't conversate with you guys anymore. Wait, just. And then this is used to be George Papad. Oh, really? You think that? And then you know that they're telling each other that I'm mentally insane. Okay, that's fine. I'll be mentally insane. Eleven, 10 already. It's going to be one of those days when I don't even have that much to do. Yeah, don't stop stressing about it now. It's already springtime, so it's going to be less important. But I leave here at 1 sometimes. It's not really. I'll say it, and then I'll say it again, and I'll keep saying it. It's not that long of a walk. I have no idea if it's the same time or not. I know it takes me about 2 hours, right? So it's probably the same distance walk. It just seems like it's not, because it's not as boring as the Dedham walk. I had to go to Dollar Tree. That's why I went out there. And it was pretty windy. Today's probably going to be a whole different experience than yesterday. Tomorrow's going to be all the same thing as yesterday. And then Thursday will be the same as today. And then I'm going to look at the thing again. I know I looked at it yesterday about what Friday is. It depends if I wrote anything or not. If, wait, today's Tuesday? So Friday would be work again, because that's not part of the 4 days. The 4 days is the mandatory walks. That's the 4 days. That's Monday through Thursday. Yeah, Friday is the work, and then Saturday is just the food pantry. This is how I realized I messed up my schedule. Because it was 2 Saturdays in a row, which doesn't make any sense for the work. I went, wait a minute, something's wrong, and I fixed it yesterday. So Saturday's nothing. Last week I had to do work and the food pantry. So yeah, Friday could be a day that I just end up walking to the store after doing the stuff. So I do, as weird as it is, I consider a day like today because I don't like doing the stuff is probably what it is. And it takes up time. just don't ask. It makes sense to my brain. When I have to do the stuff and take a walk, yeah. It's different than just it doesn't even take 30 minutes to do the stuff. It's just that's why I said don't try to understand my brain. I did. That's one of my other things, which people have probably already done before, Sean, about if females, I don't know if it's actual nerve connections to your brain or just a tolerance to pain in the lower body because of giving birth. People have to take if you do that thing, I don't know if that's considered sociology or not. Right, where you find out bodybuilders and then you ask them if they'll take part in it's like a survey and you can tell them what it's about. You just go, we're gonna, we want to do what should I call it? What do they call it? We want to do we're doing like a research study to see we have a theory or it's like a question. It's not a theory. We have a question if it's possible that females interpret pain in the lower body differently than males do. So we figured female bodybuilders and male bodybuilders are the people that we would be talking to because of the body, right? Because if they ever talked about this in their bodybuilding community too, about if it's more difficult for when they do their workouts, they prefer the upper body than the lower body. And then if the females prefer the lower body to the upper body. Right. And then if you notice, like, this would be like a more involved study that you could do too, is if, right, I don't know if it's that, like, I don't know about infertility per se, but um, yeah, there's some of that too. Like if they have, if they don't, if the females don't, if they go, no, I kind of consider them the same, or I actually prefer to do upper body work. If they are infertile, right? You'd have to find out. Jen is a person that used to lift weights and she doesn't have any children. So you'd have to find out if she was using birth control, if she was sterilized, or what that is. Because she she has sex with men. Yes. She has had sex with men. Whether she likes it or not. Okay? So that's like a sub thing in terms of does that seem weird? Okay. Well, that's how you study things. I mean, it seems sometimes you want to word things, I guess, differently, like maybe not mention anything about the infertility and stuff, but obviously you have the opportunity to ask them if the number of children, um, difficulties in childbirth, if they used medication, what their recall is of giving birth, right? Did they describe it as like the most painful? They wouldn't do it again. All these medications, blah blah blah, stuff like that. That's a valid study. Yes, some people just go, "Who the fuck cares?" That would be like Karen, Michael's mother. Hunter, right? She is not making an Encyclopedia Britannica, and that's okay. He sounds like he was doing that with he was yeah, because he knew about badges and all this stuff. Yeah, like there's people that study that stuff, right? That's why we have it. And I'm sure there's a bunch of people that go, who the hell cares? Some people do. I mean, that's an interest. What are your interests? Oh, this is boring. I don't know. I don't know if I would say that. People like Mozart and Nate. I don't know Nate's repertoire of interests, by the way, but I don't know if I would say that. If you go, I know someone like myself, I feel that I find a lot of things interesting. That's why life doesn't get boring to me, and I have no desire to like die. I see problems on planet Earth that God is going to resolve real quick. But yeah, like I don't get bored with life. I just have a different concept about life and God and eternity and change. Um, right. So I guess I would find stuff like boring, like I explained to Lucas, is sort of like a depressive state that I don't think boredom exists. It means something else. Like you're tired, you're disinterested, you're depressed, you're sad, tired. Did I say tired already? Not bored is not a thing. Bored is sort of like someone has denied people things to think about and do to occupy them. But if it's a sign of intelligence that you have more interest in more things, I wouldn't negate other people's intelligence level because they focused on a thing to like they focused on one thing and then that became like amazing, like classical music and stuff. Yeah, like they specialize more and stuff instead of a slew of ideas. Yeah, I mean, it could have something to do with age, but um, in Groundhog Day, didn't Bill Murray decide he was going to focus on playing the piano, or was it a couple of different things? Yeah, maybe over time. I'm getting that I probably would have to be interested in studying other species because it has to do with living in harmony. So if I didn't find other species interesting, Hunter, it's not going to really work out well in the future. And probably how I was living here before the invasion. So yeah, that's a good interest to have. I mentioned it before, people that have no interest in other species, that's probably not a good sign for it doesn't, not for them, but I mean, it's probably you're not my species if you have no interest in other species. Right? You just go, you don't, the stuff about uh that thing about the squirrels, why they fluttering their tails like that. Who cares? Okay. Maybe someone would be extremely bored here. Right. So now I'm gonna start getting cold. Ah. Maybe that could be a good coping, I guess, if you cared about mates. If you were like, well, yeah, maybe someone's still forming their personality or something, or is someone thinking that or whatever. For me, I think most of that has to do with the hostage taking, and that, right, it becomes sort of grotesque and frustrating because I feel that the other species has a sense of that, and that's why they're doing it. Like, it's just gross to me. Um, where if you wait long enough, that the people will have to copulate with you. So I find it to be gross. Like, you'll forget about someone you cared about. You get what I'm saying? Like, um, it, that's why I told quote unquote those people to stop what they were doing. But many of them are not people, so it's pointless for them to stop what they're doing. Yeah, like that dude. It's like the second that you this is a good time period, by the way. The second that you, for everyone, the second that you realize that this thermonuclear weapons being used, I would ask that people don't harm each other. That's what I would ask. You don't harm each other, like fighting. Um, you don't stop a person from getting away from you if you're in a marriage or a relationship. Okay, because, right, you should feel that you're in the same boat. Um, if people went, this is like your Pacey Witter, finally your Pacey Witter in that last episode, and he said, he says to Jen or something, "This is it," and she goes, "Yeah, this is it. This is really it. Like, what the hell are you guys doing?" Right. So yeah, like people that are just like wandering around and they're hanging out with people on purpose, not you're being forced and they won't, you can't get away from them. That are just like hanging out with people and you just go, we're all gonna effing die. Like, maybe I should go out with someone I actually like. Yeah, I don't know if that's what happened to that dude at the hospital, where he had like an epiphany somehow. I don't know how he would have it that day, but maybe he was away from whatever he was doing long enough that he went, uh, yeah, I don't know if he ended up calling up somebody or whatever it was he did, but you just go, it's almost like he had some sort of an epiphany where he didn't even want to get sober. Like he finally realized that and maybe stopped lying to himself. I have no idea, but you just go, the whole entire thing was bizarre. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, really, everybody should be not courting. People that want to court for marriage, you're going to waste their time doing that. That was almost a year of my life. It's not just 6 weeks because they don't understand that. You can't go out with someone for 6 weeks and then you're in love with them and you're going to marry them. And then a week later, you're going out with someone else. You're definitely another species. Oh yeah, you're gonna basically steal at least 6 months of a person's life doing that. When we're all on a limited life, not just me. Remember that? Oh, and I guess I'm not having sex before I die. You all should think about that. You should really think about the stuff you're doing in your life right now. I'm trying to help you. Right. I don't think married people are really doing that. Right. It's just all of this gross stuff that you guys are doing, and then some of you thought you were going to reincarnate and stuff. You're clearly not my species. You're not going to be doing that. So this business with shutting off everybody's communications and stuff is just so damning. Do you get what I'm saying? It's so damning to these beings that have done this and still continue to do it. It goes beyond stopping people from coupling up. Just I know you just go. I know since 2011. Since 2011, you go. Everybody that ever lived is on Earth. They're not in some realm up in the sky. And then clearly some of them are dropping off because they're not my species. You're never going to have an opportunity again to meet them. And you're doing this. That is just so wretched. It's just the phones. I don't even get phone calls or texts. They block all my communications. At least since 2013. And then I think some of them, while doing that, they think they're going to meet people or they're going to have a relationship with me. They're that insane. The fucking insanity about the voicemails. Yeah, just. Oh, yeah, they won't stop doing it. I don't listen to voicemails. Nope. I don't listen to voicemails. Stopped doing that shit weeks ago. I doubt the phone ever even rang. Yeah. For one thing, they can send text messages. They don't need to leave voicemails. Right. There isn't even a missed call. There's no missed call, but there's a voicemail. Delete. They're completely fucking deranged. I don't know what that means in their new language as their brains are dying, other than something gross. Like they're sitting in a room masturbating and then going voicemail. Oh, yeah, that is what they're doing. They're disgusting animals. I'm not MMing you. Hopefully people understand that in terms of my fucking crazy. How is there a voicemail but not a missed call? The phone was not turned off. The phone has been on the entire time since yesterday. I turned it on when I left for my walk. It was in that bag. I still would have heard it fucking ringing. It never rang. Never rang. There's no thing that says there was a phone call. Nothing. Just voicemail. It's sort of like call me. Some of the shit that these beings have been doing. You just go, I seriously doubt it has anything to do with Jim, by the way. Just, it's that grotesque. Like you convey a story about something between one person on planet Earth and myself, and then you all start doing it in a grotesque, and you turn it into grotesqueness too. I'm not going to have food unless I fucking call you. I don't know what that word, I don't know what they converted that fucking word into meaning. I don't even want to know. They would have to explain it to us. And yeah, what do you mean by people have to call you? What does that even mean? Remember when people had to ask them? Okay, why do people have to call you? To have food. Is that so you can get attention? It's probably just so they can get attention. But that's what I told you. They're murderously insane. Their dementia is way over the top. They've been murderously insane since the get go, but their dementia is like way over the top now. Mary went and got herself a boyfriend. Remember that business from last summer? Like that level of dementia. Walking around, she was still walking then, walking around a house just soaked with urine, refusing to change her fucking clothes. Right? Just, why did you take her food out of the oven? Mary went and got herself a boyfriend. That's why you took her food out of the oven? Okay. So you didn't send a paper renewal because she has to call you or she's not going to eat? Okay. And what is that? Like, do you become James Kent at that point? Or you don't even know what the fuck you're saying? Is it like, oh, and then is that me calling you? Oh. Is that me calling you? I think you maybe admit that to people. What does calling you mean? Oh yeah, I'm sure it's wicked gross because it's an animal. What does that even mean? Remember? Call me if you need a call. And I just went, I can't, I don't, that's why you things are not supposed to be able to talk. Switch this thing out. All right, so this is gonna go here. All right, that's done. Switched out my frozen water bottles. It keeps my soda cool. I had grapes in there, but I finished them up last night. But yeah, I have a cooler now, so if I wanted to keep my soda cool all winter, I mean all summer, I put food in there. So, mayonnaise, maybe. I got 3 things yesterday, and I'm thinking it's probably not cheaper than buying it. the whole one, and the stuff at Stop and Shop tastes better. But this is someone, that's what I'm saying. Someone is going to a Dollar Tree and buying mayonnaise so that I can have mayonnaise. I just like to reiterate that to people in case they're not aware of that. Okay, like someone is spending their money to buy mayonnaise and putting it in a food pantry so I can have mayonnaise because my Snap card shut off again. So I honestly don't think that they really actually want me to call them. I think that they try to force me to go out there. And for some reason, that is some sort of procedure or reality for them that they try to every day make sense. And that they don't have any caring about their effect on other people at all. They're just completely sociopathic and psychopathic. Nobody's lives matter to anything from the cradle to the grave. Everything is about them. Everything, their entire lives, all of it is a persona or a stage act. And just the secret dialogues that go on in their heads, I'm sure, are just. And then apparently, I don't know if they actually believe it, but to me, I felt like there was a perceptions that I somehow was like that, which is probably a projection of themselves because I've noticed they do that too. It's like the weirdest thing. Anything positive about other people, they absorb to themselves and they take credit for things that have not, they never did, they never said, they never did in their lives, that was never part of their character. And then they project out everything that's bad about themselves onto others. Like, there has to be something wrong with me. Some of them actually say it. That Luquette thing said it to me last year. She said it to me in 2016. When even God Almighty tells that thing in Quincy, this is the Virgin Mother, and she still goes, there has to be something wrong with you. There has to be something wrong with me? Okay. And I'm depressed, and like, I don't know if she thinks that she's absorbing stuff from God, but yet none of that absorption includes just giving me fucking housing when they have rooms to put people in. Oh yeah, her, and I think that Scott guy made it up too because he I think he sometimes he searches for his reality too. He may not mean it in a bad manner, but he seems to do the same thing. All due respect. Where this whole business about a police report from 2017, it's called domestic violence, and you keep forcing me back into it. Right, just they keep making up shit. God explained some of it, like what is it that they think like everybody's got to have? Is everybody on a life walk and they're all going to get a vulture? And I just didn't vulture him or something. Every day is an excuse for their reality because they know that nothing makes any sense. So they just invent something. You're in an extinction. It's the Passover. Okay, so God has plans for everyone in terms of what they're going to be doing. It's like 2 days of this. You guys will get through it. Let me check your weather. Three days. We got today, Wednesday, and Thursday. So Given the increase in the temperature like that, you can assume it's a pretty strong amount of ionizing radiation. Okay, so, well, we'll see. Sometimes at first, because you are sensing like a difference in pressure, like air pressure, and then it should abate. I know over the summer of 2022, it was not abating like all day long. Yeah, it would be like counting the clock. Remember that? Like when the heat waves? Okay. When it's a heat wave, I think you notice it more. Um, it's easier to take in the summertime. That's why I requested that it be all winter long. Okay. And then it was supposed to go till spring, and criminals deleted my Facebook pages demanding a 6-month break, and they're not getting that. So hopefully that's understood. And you're going at least till April 19th. You were told what the situation is, and they were informed that to expect to have to kill you literally because you're in a dominance and you won't stop no matter what anybody tells you. Okay, so we'll see. We'll see. Obviously, you can feel free to change your minds and stop doing this at any given day. I'm clearly your hostage. So, um, well, we'll see after, what is it, Thursday? We'll see by Friday if you're ready to discuss releasing your hostage here on this land piece. Okay. Right, because it's clearly going to subside a little bit after this. You're getting a pretty strong dose, as they call it, according to this weather forecast. Well, I think it's helpful when you know what that is, and then you can see it's not never ending. Okay. In July of 2022, it went on for, my recall was it went on for 3 weeks. Okay. So I'd have to look it up and see if they allow us to see it. But uh, I noticed it when I went to take my walk, and I was like, I'm going to buy water first, which I've never done again because of this. And I figured it was time that I could start incorporating wheat into my walk up on 138. And I had to keep stopping. And I was like, what is going on with my traps? Yeah, it just totally, it's probably just got, it's so much radiation that it just makes you exhausted or something. Yeah. And just, I had to keep taking breaks. I never do that. Yeah. Remember the summer that I was walking with the frozen water bottle? We must be getting a wicked heavy dose. Was that the same year? Or was that before we were forced out of that house? I'd have to stop and think about it. There's ways where you can remember stuff if you remember, like, yeah, because we've had like several heat waves in the past couple of years. But, anyways, it's not really that important, but I froze a liter bottle they used to get at CVS. They're liters, but they're a little bit shorter, so the shape is different than the ones from Stop and Shop. Just tap water. And so I'm like, I'm going to walk in this. And it was like, what, 98 degrees or something? And I had the thing in my hand, and I was good the whole time I had that, because if you hold frozen water bottles in your hands, it actually helps keep you cool. It's one of those tricks, at least in your mind. But I think it actually does. If you hold the frozen water bottles in your hands, you feel colder. It helps cool you down. It's just one of those body parts, and under here. Yeah. So, anyways, I made it till about, was it up behind Star Market when it finally turned to water? And it was like almost the second that it wasn't cool anymore, I almost passed out. I recall it. I was like on East Street by Oakdale School, and I literally went like I thought I was gonna pass out. Yeah, that happened to me in Quincy last time. Um, I equated it to the sickness that we had, which could have been friggin' radiation poisoning for all I know. But yeah, I equated it to that. But it was like blazing sun. It was like wicked hot, wasn't it? And yeah, it was like all of a sudden I was like, am I gonna faint? I just totally went to like snow. And I remember I told that Ian guy, I'm like, can I just sit over here for a minute? Like I totally feel like I'm gonna pass out. Yeah. So been through it before. Yeah. Trying to every day I like check out that pimple on my eye now. Go, is it getting any? I think it might actually start to go away. Yeah, I mean, like I told you, I had like 2 days when I woke up and I was like, now my whole eyelid looks swollen. And then it stopped doing that. So it has a name. God had me look it up. Charleston, isn't it? Charleston. Is that a word? No, I didn't. That one didn't. I think it was like pile or something. And that's how I got to it. Yeah. I was like, pile something. Usually I'm on the, usually I'm just typing when I call it a mycophorism. Yeah. Just, you would, wouldn't you? If someone was your father, wouldn't you have some of his characteristics, like your that, like stuff like that? If you're wondering why I'm not being real social right now, it's because I'm really high. Everything is like this. I know you just everything is like this. Do you hear me? The what was it? The box cutters. Do you want the flashlight? No. That's yeah. That's how you want to be as a parent because the child gets upset like you're mad at them. Just everybody in a rebirth. Oh my god, my father's like mentally retarded. He has like autism or something. Okay, yeah. I don't know what that means for me in this cycle, but yeah, okay, great. So, okay. Then they're, oh yeah, I explained that. Then they're all on a life walk because they won't stop a hostage taking. Yeah, just, and everything is an excuse to keep doing what they're doing and be mean and murder people and hold people prisoner and make a jail and everything. It's just, it's like when used to be MLK went out on the pool deck and stuff and having the discussion about clouds in the sky. And then what was it? Something looks like something. I go, maybe something not so scary. Right? Like seriously. Whoa. No, not him. I'm just saying it's like that where you go, okay, so you're clearly not James Kent. Okay. Um, Shutting off my EBT card repeatedly. Okay, so whatever this business is about call you, I don't know what that means in a primate. Okay, but um like you guys, stuff is like incorporated into your binders now, and it's just you still you still don't have dementia. Whoa. Yeah, why don't you try mailing me a box with a doll, right? And attached to it is a card like a social security was approved. And then I don't even need a snap card. Like you need to make up your mind. Or you just put SNAP food units on a SNAP card. That isn't even an income. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, man. Like in case I hope people can are you gonna actually listen to me when I talk now? Anyone that can view this. Okay. So when you went to a DTA office in the United States of America, okay, and you wanted to say apply for EBT cash, were you told that you had to call them? Were you told that you had to go to a phone? Because I saw that this phone set up in Quincy, that you had to go to a phone and call someone? I'm explaining to you why they're doing that. They have complete dementia and they're murderously insane. I don't think anybody thinks that's funny. Only people that are murderously insane and sadistically insane would even pretend that that is funny. Even 2022, they were still doing it. Okay, that chick had to go to another room in the building and call me on it. You just go, oh my fucking God. Anything even cute is turned into killing people. Not ever feel bad for what's going on with them. Okay. Don't feel bad for what's going on with them. It's compassionate to put them down. So, anyways, yeah, I mean, it was like this. I used to feel bad for them too until August of 2021. Okay, just everything that happened to me in 2020 and 2021 ended any and all feel bad for you. You do actually still feel bad for them, but they have to be euthanized because they won't. It's not like people that are living with their family members and being cared for by them. They won't stop working for the government. They won't stop saying that they have a right to put people in a. I don't know if it's cops. I don't want to get into it about the cops. I don't believe it is the cops, but they won't stop acting like these courts that they set up are real. Okay? They won't stop shutting off people's incomes and stuff and demanding they go to this court, which isn't even real. They won't stop trying to force you into diversion programs, even though they're not doctors and psychologists. Okay? Like it's wicked bad. They won't stop shutting off SNAP food cards. They won't stop stealing incomes, like I said. And it's just nothing that anyone says to them will get them to stop what they're doing. Right? Just some of them, even when they realize that they have cognitive problems and they have dementia, they still refuse to stop doing it because they do not care. And then some of them believe that those people have some right to be doing that. They actually believe that they have a right to be doing it, even when they're criminally insane and murdering other people, because they're deranged too. Now they're going to send notifications to my phone to tell me that YouTube removed material. Okay, this is the thing. You're criminally insane. So I'm waiting for God to kill you to end your life so that madness ends. I would assume that it sat there watching me on this thing and it just saw me with the fucking phone. Because that shit was not on my phone when I just showed it. I just did it and went, oh, voicemail, clear, put the thing down, and then you can hear it going ding, ding, right? Because they sit there watching me. The phone was not shut off. Shut the fuck up with your excuses. Jesus Christ. You're watching it on a live stream. You're still going to fucking make up something? The phone was never shut off. It's not that. I explained that part of it too. They are intercepting every fucking communication that anybody tries to send to me. So God is killing them. They held that lawyer that isn't even probably an actual lawyer sent me a text message on October 4th, and they held on to it for like 2 months and then delivered it to my fucking cell phone. I consider that dementia because sometimes it's like they're trying to communicate with me somehow when there's no reason to communicate with me like that, but they keep doing it. I don't know if you remember years ago on Twitter, probably 2012, I go, they can see everything you're doing. You don't need to communicate with me through secret things. And it took me a while to hear what God was saying. To go, oh, they have dementia and they're losing the ability to communicate. And so that's why they wouldn't stop trying to do it through codes and stuff. Not they were hiding from. Who are they hiding from when they're the military? Get it? Oh, yeah, when you thought you were doing something nefarious or something, or you're fighting your own government, It made sense. And then I came out in 2011 and 12 to explain to you folks that you were mentally ill. And then as you saw, they didn't arrest me. That's what I was explained to them for years and years and years. Why is the military police not showing up and just arresting me if these are all secrets? Okay. It's not a brain disease, right? Like it's called like aphasia, apparently. Not you have to communicate with me in secret messages. They don't know how else to communicate with me. And why are they trying to communicate with me at all? Exactly. All due respect, but some of the police started doing it too. And I think they've stopped doing that. Right. I think people went in and found out who was doing it. Those people are not criminals, but they found out who was doing it and went, okay, well, this is the thing though. You never had to do that. We just showed up at the house and she talked right to us. The Secret Service, okay, and the Dedham police. And then the FBI came too, and they probably explained it to people too. We showed up there. She got enraged because we were doing the same thing you're doing. Right, because why are you showing up there and talking to her like that? Just talk to her regular. So when you realize you can't do it, okay, it's not just you're trying. I know it sucks, believe me. It's a brain plague. Okay, so I was just out in Quincy last summer. Who are you talking to? Okay. Why did you say to people, and she came up to me too. Why did you say that? Okay, so you were doing it too, Brian. Okay, you were doing it too. If that's your real name, is when you realize how sick and criminal these things are, it might be his real name, but it might not be his real name. Because you would think so. How was a hospital band printed and put on his wrist that I still have, by the way, with that birthday on it? Because those people could. I will give Sturdy Hospital this, not Faulkner Hospital. Nope. That's why I stated it like that. I'm not sure that the people at Sturdy Hospital are sick like that, but I guarantee you the ones at Faulkner Hospital are. It's very sad because it's supposed to be a psychiatric hospital. Okay, so he goes in there, and for some reason, if he knows what this, does he have to know the social security number for that person? Okay, then it's possible it is his real name. If he doesn't, then because he has no insurance card, he's handing them and he has proof of who he is. Like, what do you have to say at a hospital to prove who you are? Alex knows because I walked him up to a hospital and he sure as fuck didn't have an insurance card or a photo ID. Do they have to know their social security number? Well, there is no medical care anymore, but they may have said they don't even have to know that because they could have brain disease and they still need medical care, especially for scabies. Okay, so right. He never told me the name of the aunt. Right. So I have no idea if her name was Denise. I saw it on a piece of paper. They may ask questions like that and they were correct, right? Okay. Well, I would assume that that's why I assumed with the hospital band that's his real name. But as weird as it sounds, you go, do you have a birth certificate? Something? Fingerprints? Okay, because my name is not Zoe Woody. Okay. And a person's name is not Sai. And she's going around telling people that's her name. And people running a shelter allow them to be doing that. They believe that that's something you do. And if they've taken over a notary or republic, they could start printing birth certificates. They're that sick. Oh yeah, they're definitely that sick. So just know that. That's not paranoia. If you're meeting someone, okay. Well, it's kind of like this with me. If you find those questions weird and paranoid, it's probably not going to work out in a relationship anyway. I gotta say, just do you have a photo ID? Okay. And I would just go, why? I would explain why. I'd go, I have met people that I know for a fact that's not their name, and they're saying that's their name. And then people allow them to do that, that they believe in that. They're so ill. Logan Steven, Greg Ryan. Oh yeah. Cy Alyssa. Okay, it's that's their business, but I don't want anything to do with them. I don't want anything to do with it. Just, oh, I haven't used Alyssa in what? Oh yeah, talking to, and then they talk to you like you're there's something wrong with you. Okay. He told me. Yes, he told me. Right. He didn't know. He actually told me. I don't know if she is telling people when she meets them, but he said he used to call himself Doug when he was in Boston. He did say that. Yeah, so you go, I figured it was because he had been prostituting himself, so I understood that. But I mean, I'm not even talking about that, folks. It's beyond that. That Greg Ryan guy, well, I don't remember now what I think he said his name was Greg. And then the cops came and said, you cleared your warrants, you, and then he said to the guy, what's your name? And he said, Ryan. And then after the cop left, I immediately went, why did you tell me that your name was Greg? Shh. Oh, yeah, the dude is completely fucking mentally insane. Yeah, completely mentally insane, that person. And he's using crack cocaine, which makes you even more mentally insane. Why did you tell the cops your name was Greg? Shh. Because I have warrants. The cop knows what your name is, dude. That's what I said to him. I go, you actually believe the cops don't know who you are? Brian Buchanan's not that fucked up. Like, oh my God. I feel like this right here is like Brian Buchanan curse somehow. I looked it up. It's called like sebaceous something something because it has to do with your sebaceous glands. Yeah. That word I remembered because yeah, I have some biology in my background. It's probably from the radiation. Yeah, people probably get this anyway. Like when they get old. I'm approaching old, but when they get old, they get this stuff anyway. Never in a day am I avoiding the sun unless it's giving me a headache and making me sick like 2022, which I hope we're not going to have a summer like that. But I did warn people, was it yesterday or the day before? Okay. You can get a sunburn in March. I did that in 2022. Okay. Um, but then by the summertime, you couldn't even be out in the sun. Because I remember trying to sit in the sun and I would get a headache like this and not feel good. So I don't know if we're going to have a summer like that, but today is probably not a today is probably not a good day to try to sunbathe. Okay, because you know it's only March. So yeah, uh, they said something about sunglasses. Yes. I've been wearing them, so there's probably a reason. They're not the greatest sunglasses, but remember when they used to say that? I know they sometimes they tell you you're probably better off with the hat, but I don't have a oh crap, I was just at Dollar Tree. Why wouldn't he tell me to get a hat? Yeah, why wouldn't he tell me to get a hat? That's strange. Did they not have any yet? It's too early in the season. Yeah. You need a hat with the thing rather than, or both that and sunglasses, but I have a cheap pair of sunglasses. So, yeah, I've been wearing those. Um, yeah, especially that Tom guy, but he probably knows because he does a lot of sunbathing if he's trying to get a suntan. If you start, yeah, you would probably know you'd start to get like a headache or something. So maybe not the best day, even though it's going to be like 66 to try to get us like what is that Thursday it is to try to get a suntan. Um, oh, and if that was what was going on with his forehead, that's what I was wondering. Like he had like a severe form of, but I don't know. It's not really making too much sense because I don't think he had that when I was first going out with him. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, he would just get it all of a sudden like that because I guess he has psoriasis. That's what I'm gathering. Okay, and then I know that's what I was trying to figure out. If I guess you could get that from Norwegian scabies, couldn't you? I don't know though. I mean, why wouldn't I get scabies if he had Norwegian scabies? Is it just because it wasn't enough time? That's how I caught scabies before. I wasn't with anybody. I mean, typically, I know you never go, how was people getting scabies? That's what I said when they first told me there was scabies in the shelter because I didn't know about this crusted scabies business. People that are immune compromised get it because their body doesn't react to the scabies. So they don't know they have it and it gets like wicked bad. And then there's probably people in the medical field that don't know it, don't know they have that. They keep telling them to put lotion on it or something like it's dry skin when it's scabies. They don't get itchy. Other people, there's no way you'd ever have scabies that long. Yeah, because now I'm going to start scratching my head. When I got it, because they weren't doing the laundry and shit at the shelter. I either got it there or the room, but I'm pretty sure I got it at the shelter because everyone was. And they had people that have cognitive issues doing the laundry. And there was people putting dirty sheets in the clean sheets. It's the same thing that has been going on in the shelter since they allowed people to go all over the place. It's a whole problem. If you're new to the shelter, people had to be out by 7:30. You couldn't stay in, and there was not people walking around. It was all shut off so that the person doing the laundry would know what was clean and dirty. Get it? Because I was doing it in 2012, so I know that's how they did it. So once they stopped doing that, it's all over. Yeah, when you just let anybody do the laundry and you don't realize that they have cognitive problems and they've got to do the laundry to do their laundry, you got a problem. And you're allowing people to go all over the place. They're changing sheets anytime, an hour of the day, at night, throwing it in the clean stuff. They're letting people go through all the laundry and they could have it all over their hands. None of that ever took place. Nope, none of that ever took place. All that's new. So if you got the scabies, don't come crying to me. I was just out there last year explaining it again. So you have to wear gloves. That guy was never wearing gloves and they let him keep doing the laundry. You've got to wear gloves, not when the shit is coming out of the fucking dryer. I don't have scabies. I could see someone going, yeah, but how do we know that? But they had someone doing all of it without gloves. The only reason you tell me to have gloves on at the point of taking stuff out of a dryer is because you're worried I have scabies. Yeah, I'm not immune compromised. I don't have fucking Norwegian scabies. So, anyways, and stop touching all the linen. Stop taking this out and going, this isn't the one I want, and taking another one. Get it? That's how people get scabies from you. It's just a losing battle. So, anyways, that's how I caught it in 2019. So that's how I found out about it. I wasn't even mad at the person that I think gave it to people, right? Because it's clearly shelter's staff fault. They absolutely refuse to do the shelter laundry. It's something wrong in their brain. It shouldn't even be a volunteer from the shelter doing it. And they just will not stop doing it. They refuse to do the laundry. It's some sort of weird thing within them. Apparently, they must find it degrading to do laundry. All they want to do is sit in an office and fill out paperwork and run around yelling at people. It's fucking crazy. You would think, I said it many times and I said this before too. It put me in a room and then I will walk down here and do your laundry like 2 days a week and then I can do my own laundry. They wouldn't do that either. They're just monsters that don't know what the fuck they're doing, and it's not my problem. They develop something in their fucking head too that I was trying to figure out because it's so insane, and I think it has something to do with white matter in their brains, where they're going to do a dominant stance, and I am gonna do their fucking laundry. Like they're so insane, and I know just. I'm not going to wash my clothes, like the coin operated fucking laundry. Cindy offered to give that chick a stackable thing. She wouldn't take it because I'm going to pay to do fucking laundry after giving me scabies. Oh, yeah. It's the same shit over and over again. If you don't have money to do laundry and they know it, they'll send you to that fucking hotel where they have coin-operated laundry. They're monstrously insane. I never in a day feel bad for them. Well, this is what you do, Mary Gladys, is you've got to lie and then they'll let you just do your laundry. What the fuck? How do you not listen to the words coming out of your mouths? You don't have dementia? Okay. I think you do. Yeah, I think you do. This is what you do. Sometimes you gotta lie. There was like 3 of them in the woman's dorm. I felt like I was in the fucking Twilight Zone. Can you hear yourself talking? You definitely have dementia. That Melissa woman was one of them, the one with the son. And then who else was, I don't know if it was Sarah or not, but there was at least 2 other people. And you go, because they felt weird, obviously. Why am I doing your fucking laundry on Mother's Day? So I can do my laundry. Why? Yeah, exactly. And because I signed up for it and I told them that I would do it, I actually came back from this house to do it. I know you just go, what the fuck? So you're supposed to lie. That's what's going on. Everyone's going to learn how to lie and defraud. Well, that's good to know that they're actually admitting their teaching out there. It's the Antichrist. Okay, so that means that all of you probably have brain disease. Yeah, presentations for their condition could be weird. All right, well, now all the doctors, if they could ever see this, all the doctors on planet Earth would know that. Oh shit, it's 12:21 already. That went by fast. All right, I got to do this because I have to take my walk by 1. Shut this off.